We're live, brother.
All right.
Welcome to What a Week. Damn. We got Adam, Thaddeus Guy, Stephen Britt Kinslow. I'm going to start these conversations just to talk about living a creative life, I think. See what's going on.
Perfect.
I got Adam is in, where are you, Adam?
I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Nice. And I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're brothers and have both been working in some creative fields, and I thought we'd just get together weekly or so and talk about, kind of what's going on and what's driving us to keep making new stuff. And we're going to start this off. Adam's had a couple of big projects lately, and you were down south.
Yeah, I went down to La Quinta area, which is kind of Palm Desert, and did a photo shoot for a couple different magazines, and I just wanted to kind of run through that and what happened and kind of some of the shots we got.
That sounds awesome. So that's exciting. You got a couple of magazines you're doing some editorial stuff for?
Yep. Clothing stores, and everybody gets involved, and we had a makeup artist and stylist there, and really great model who I have worked with in the past on Kauai, named Whitney Dewberry Hay. She's just really a joy to work with, and as you'll see in a sec, pretty beautiful.
One sec.
Just had a thought though. We might need to restart this thing because these images haven't been published yet, and I don't think I'm allowed to publish anything yet or show anybody anything yet of this stuff.
That's probably a good thought.
It just kind of hit me.
That's fine. You know what? Maybe I'll tell you. I work as an art director for a firm here in Salt Lake that makes weight room equipment, and in my day job I do a lot of designing catalogs and direct mail pieces, and we do some video stuff. But I wanted to talk about this week was I kind of discovered a figure drawing class that's really got me kind of stoked on doing some more handwork and getting off the computer a little bit. Maybe I'll show a couple of those images.
Perfect.
If you want to take that time to dig into your files and maybe find something else.
Yeah.
Maybe that
Perfect.
Kauai shoot with her or something.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, I'm going to just take this over then. And so I hadn't done figure drawing probably since art school, like 10 years ago. And I've always kind of enjoyed it then and wanted to get back at it, but just never been able to. And was really pleased to find a little spot here in Salt Lake City that does figure drawing, and it's actually run by some architects. They do it in their offices once a week, and it's just great. We do a few minutes of gesture drawing at the beginning, and then we'll work on one pose for about an hour and a half, and I'm just trying to recall how to do it. These other artists in the room are a little humbling, and they all kind of have this kind of architectural style where they really build up their images, and so it's been a great learning experience too. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Oh, it doesn't want to go now.
Yeah, I had to reload mine.
Okay. Let me see how that works.
You can't, it'll shut you off.
From the Google?
Yeah, it'll cut. Yeah.
No. Let's see.
I have a set ready now if you want from a shoot I did coming into last week on the North Shore of Oahu during the Pipeline Masters, and these is just some different edits I did. Some friends of mine, Danny Fuller and Kala Alexander, there's Stephen Cohen and Kala, Dustin Barca, and it just kind of getting the feel. And I shoot a lot of people, and there's some waves I drew. I love just day in the life stuff.
These are from just this past fall?
This is just from 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah.
So the last week I was in Palm Springs. I can't show those pictures, but this is the week prior. I was on Oahu for the Pipeline Masters.
Awesome.
And yeah, and here's just a couple of waves, and then I was just saying some day in the life stuff, lifestyle stuff from around the North Shore. I stayed right at Pipeline. This is Mick Fanning on a right, and I was just kind of going through and playing with different edits. I like to use presets myself. They help me get use other people's exploration and hours of putting together different edits to get a certain look. And I play with all kinds of different stuff. I'm not a purist or think one way is the best or the other way is the best. Sometimes I see it. Huh?
When you're using a preset, are you doing that in Lightroom mostly, or?
Yeah, I use Lightroom. I use all Adobe products. I am a Creative Cloud subscriber, so that allows me to use any Adobe product I want, and I don't have to pay for updates. And it just can, yeah. And then there's just so many people out there doing them, and then I'll take a certain preset and then I'll tweak it out if something's not quite
Right.
what I want and put my own spin on it. This one actually was just published in. There's a couple of Strider was just on the cover of Malibu Life and Style, and so magazine, and I just sent them over a bunch of these images of Strider. He's a friend of mine, and Reef McIntosh and Strider at the Quicksilver House right in front of Pipeline, and so this is kind of a fun, that I think with this mouth screaming like that, I just thought a little more dramatic and kind of a radder edit. And this one as well is more of an HDR kind of look of Barca sitting on the porch. He was pretty black in the picture because I was exposing for the outside. But, and I don't mind tweaked out photos at all.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. I think it's, whatever you see, I think is what you want to get out there, and
Yeah. This one with Omayan, kind of an older look, Omayan Goodwin and Danny Fuller, both with long hair, looks kind of a 70s vibe.
Absolutely.
And this was a really neat shot that I took. This is a pro skateboarder that rides for RVCA who doesn't surf, but he was just out there playing in the waves and running around and just having a blast in the sun. This is Dave Wassel.
I saw this one. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just posted this on my Instagram. The Volcom Pipe Pro just started yesterday. Was the first day they ran, and so Dave Wassel's kind of an ambassador for Volcom, and he's just a great guy and a good friend of mine.
That's awesome. I think I don't know. It was probably even like 3 years ago. I mean, we're doing this hangout now, and it's amazing, and we're doing it, chatting live over and broadcasting out to our YouTube audience. But I remember 3, maybe even 4 years ago, when I first this whole web video thing hit me in the head when I was just cruising around the web, and I was saw that they had the Pipe Masters, and it was all live streaming. It was the first sport that live streamed.
Yeah.
They didn't have TV contracts in the U.S., and they're like, whatever, we'll just stream it. And I was just remember being blown away and just watching, just tons of surfing, and I still do. I got the apps now on my phone and everything else, but I remember I was always amazed how forward-thinking the surf, I don't know what the governing body is, but was, and saying, you know what, we're just going to do it ourselves and get it out there. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. The ASP had a lot to do with it, but it's also the brands and the corporate brands that have all the money to do it. Whereas when you're saying when they started, it was kind of it would come in and out, and it was kind of foggy, and
yeah, it was still amazing. It was wow.
It was still amazing to be able to sit at Pipeline or Fiji on a scaffolding in the middle of the reef and watch Cloudbreak barrel as it happens.
I watched the contest from Chopu just this last year.
Yeah, from a boat.
Coming off a boat somewhere.
Yeah, totally. And now, this contest that's going on right now at Volcom Pipe Pro, it's volcompipepro.com or whatever, you can watch it, and they're all shooting on all red cameras, and it's crystal clear HD with slow-mo playbacks. It's just phenomenal.
That's amazing. Uh,
This is Stephen Cohen. Dustin Barca made a big batch of tacos one day, and this is on the porch at the Oakley House. Here's Christian Fletcher jumping in the hot tub at the Ruka House, or RVCA is how it's spelled. Um, Christian Fletcher is just an amazing, piece of surfing history himself.
Absolutely.
This is the boys out on the porch. That's got Travis, Dustin. You can see the Kawhi AI there for Andy Irons' hat. And here's Batet. He's from Bali, who comes over to the North Shore, rides for Ruka. Instagram. There's Christian again. And a couple waves. Koa Smith. This is Axel Irons, Andy's son.
Wow.
This is Koa Smith again. It's a portrait series I did for the Inertia.com, the Inertia magazine. They're an online surf magazine.
Cool.
Here's Julian Schnabel from New York, the artist. He hangs out at the Ruka House. Just, rock star painter from New York. And Zeke Lau rides for Volcom. This is in my room, aka his room. He was staying in town at the time, so I got to stay in his room on the 3rd floor at Jerry's house, which was a dream come true. Here's another picture of Zeke. Here's him running into about 10 to 12 foot pipeline. Looks like he's riding probably a 7.0. And here's John's little brother, Nathan Fletcher. These pictures take a second while they load and get clear and sharpen up.
Yeah.
Nat Young. The waves were phenomenal.
What? I know. I was just going to say, the contest just scored, huh?
Yeah.
What a
And
spot.
here's the man, Kamale Alexander, Kala's little brother. Here's just a wide shot, and I think this is John or somebody coming through the inside. Okay, this is probably one of the waves of the contest right here. I got the whole sequence, so I'll just kind of run through them. And then I'll get to some more lifestyle stuff here.
Are you shooting from the porch of the Jerry's
Yeah,
house?
yeah. So there's the first barrel, which is obviously a pretty thick one.
Oh.
Then he pulls into this second section that was probably as good as it gets at Pipeline.
Which means kind of as good as it gets.
Yeah. This thing's taking a while to load with my hard drive for some reason, but anyway, that was a great,
Oh, it's
great
coming through
wave.
great. Claiming it.
Yeah. There's a nice wide shot. But as you can see, the waves were perfect. And there's Mick Fanning on his World Championship wave.
Ah.
This is coming out of it, and then he comes out, and he just won the World Championship with that wave. And then here's him with the massive media crowd around him, and people, and iPhones, and everything else. You can see it was quite a scene
That's
down there.
awesome. What a shot. Can you go back to that?
Yeah. That one or that one?
This one, I think.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What are you shooting with there?
Shooting a 70 to 200 Canon. I use a 5D Mark III for my body. Yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. Here's John Florence on a beautiful wave. Let me get to yeah, and you can see the spit pipeline. Here is, let me see. Okay, here's Mick Fanning getting interviewed after he won the World Championship. Here's the back of Kamalei. He has his mom, Ginger, who Steve and I both remember as kids,
Absolutely.
who died in a flood on Kauai. So I'll kind of skip through some of these surf images where there's a lot of them. There's Kelly Slater. You can just see the massive amounts of water moving around out there. It's just phenomenal. There's Dave Wassel, who I spoke about earlier. There's John Florence, probably Hawaii's favorite boy right now, kind of a celebrity these days. Not kind of, definitely a celebrity. And this one again, and just working with some edits, did a little vignetting and darkened in the clouds, and create that real intense, stormy. The wave was kind of just not real perfect, but big. And here's Reef McIntosh and his dad. And here's the set I did for Malibu Life with Strider Wolowski. He's an old legend in the surf world. Kind of, started off, and he's kept in there and has a big part in running. He runs the Quicksilver House, lives in Malibu now. And again, I just love this black and white edits of him, and a kind of a grainier, more dramatic feel. And this, just a more, shadowed and some different. Kai is just such a beast. You can see Kauai on his shoulder. On his stomach, across his stomach, it says "Never Give Up." Kai Garcia, is just an amazing guy and a very good friend of mine. And Batet just kind of letting his happy, carefree life flow through. Let's see here. Let's move on to some shots. Here's Strider after surfing 8 to 12 foot pipeline. You can see the little, just kind of happy as can be, and got that after surf glow. And speaking of glowing, here's Kai again. There's Reef coming out of the water. Here's John, and Nate Florence, two brothers. I just love this shot with Nate holding John's hand like that. As soon as I took down the camera, Nate pulled his hand off. He's like, "God, was that gay? That was gross? Why was I holding his hand?" And it was just such a really cool, intimate spot. And that's at Turtle Bay. And here's a great shot of Axel Irons, Andy's son, the late Andy Irons' son. And that was kind of my North Shore set. There was a few more, but I just kind of ran through a couple of them.
That's huge. You got a shot. I mean, that's just a great shoot, and it all came together for you there with the weather and the waves are outstanding.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This was at the GMO March. I'll run through a couple more of Dustin. This was a very big event that I covered, and was published in a few different places. This was a GMO rally on the North Shore, kind of to close out my trip. There's lots of every pro surfer, Shane Dorian here. But it blew me away how many people showed up. I mean, this is looking down the street in Haleiwa, and it was just amazing, all the way down for a mile long of people.
Wow, that's amazing. I know, talking to our other brother Joel Guy, that he's really involved in that on Kauai, and yeah, the support is huge, as it should be. I mean, that's where it's ground zero for a lot of their testing and all that, and it's amazing how many people are turning out, though. I'm blown away too, talking to him about it.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. There's another shot of Kelly here that I liked.
That's a great shot.
But yeah, that's and here's the champ that night. This was at his party he hosted when he won the World Championship. Mark Occhilupo and Lindy Irons, Andy's wife. Anyway, that was about it. There's obviously a couple thousand more photos, but
yeah. Fantastic, dude. Thanks for sharing that stuff. And I mean, what a fantastic opportunity for you. A great access and get in the house with those guys and having known them for so long, but it's just leads to some
Yeah,
amazing
just
spots.
everybody at Volcom has been so amazing. Ty Van Dyke runs the Jerry House now, and I spent a lot of time with Troy Eckert, who used to be with Volcom. He's more of an ambassador now, but I just have been so grateful to them and everything, all the, whatever they have given me, access-wise, and Kai.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's fantastic and great stuff. And then, I mean, to have that's one thing, but then to take advantage of it and get those amazing shots is, credit to your skill on that. That's amazing. And getting out there and just doing it. I mean, dude, you're inspiring me. Just making those changes and making it happen. It's very impressive. Um, so yeah, thanks for putting that up. And in the future, hope we can get back and check on your fashion shoots too, as those
Yeah,
become available for publication.
yeah, and I'm heading to New York tomorrow, and I next week when we come back, I'll be in New York City, and we'll do a
Wow,
whole
fun.
run on a bunch of stuff there, and getting into. I have a bunch of fun shoots planned that we'll be able to go through as well.
That's awesome. Awesome. Um, yeah, I can't wait to hear about that stuff. That's going to be amazing. So I think, let's see if I got my screen share working. Um, we'll have a quick look at that figure drawing stuff, and
Yeah,
then we can sign it off. Um, there it is.
I am such a big fan of figure drawing, and I've been actually drawing every day since we were talking a couple weeks ago.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been, I've been trying to do a picture a day, so I'm so excited to see you picking up the pencil again. This is
it's been
just
great.
so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, I look forward to it as much as anything else I do during the week. Wednesday nights, I'm so stoked to get over there, um, and it's interesting. The group is groups I've been to before. There's usually a lot of quick sketches, gesture drawing, and this one they try to do one pose for the whole evening, and this has been kind of a different thing, and it's kind of been exciting to check it out. So this I think was the first week back here, and then and got me all psyched on it. Um, and we followed up with a couple more, and then this was this week. Here was this gal, and um, it's funny when you see yourself as an artist and you start thinking, God, am I just trying too hard? And I think this third week I went in with all these like plans, like I was really going to do more shading and not just so much like a contour drawing like this. And I was like, God, I'm gonna
Yeah,
just I'm gonna really work on just kind of drawing the light, and then it comes out at the end of the evening, 2 hours later, and it's another contour drawing, you know. But that's the challenge and that's the fun to kind of go in there and try some new things. And but I wanted to just touch base on that because it's one of those things in the creative life that really has got me psyched up and kind of fired up to just talk about these things with you, kind of follow along in your adventures and inspire me to fire along with mine. This is probably the most
oh
creative
my
thing I did this
gosh.
week, though, is I got out to Alta for about I don't know, just probably a foot deep. This is about a week and a half ago. Total, like, blizzard. It was like 50-mile-an-hour winds on the ridges, and it was just the best day I've had in ages. That was killer. Thought I'd
Oh
throw
my
that in there.
gosh.
Um, and then one other thing I wanted to talk about, which I'm kind of real stoked on. This isn't actually it, but this is from the same evening. I got a haircut, so that was pretty darn creative. This is my hairdresser, Missy, back here. She's awesome. Keeps me keeps me young and fresh. But I was going to talk about. Let's see. Uh,
You had to bring up the haircut, huh? Yeah.
well,
Nice.
you gotta like powder that down or something. Refresh.
Bros have always will, and that'll never end. The bashing between brothers.
That's just not going to stop. Uh,
Oh gosh, that's awesome.
uh, but
Oh jeez.
what I wanted to talk about that like one last thing here before we sign it off. And this has been an awesome hangout. I'm really psyched on the kind of got this thing working for us. Is something that I've been playing with, and this is just a small thing, but I wanted to bring it up, is my new app that I'm kind of stoked on. And let's see, make sure I get the name right here on my phone. It's the Spark app. So.
Oh yeah, I think I downloaded it. I'm not sure.
And it's it's a short video app. I'm sure Instagram has their version, and of course Vine.
Why is it not Vine? Why would you use Spark and not Vine? Vine's already like there.
Yeah, but what is Vine? 6 seconds or 12 seconds or something.
Yeah.
And, so Spark is 45 seconds, I think.
Oh, okay.
All right. And then just like Vine, when you hold your finger on your iPhone, it records. And then when you take your finger off, it stops, obviously. And you hold your finger back down, you get the next shot.
Right.
But you have a little more time, obviously. And then
yeah.
You also have the ability at the end, you can open up each one of those clips separately and edit the in and out point.
Oh, really?
Give a little extra and then tighten it up, right?
Wow, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, you could also go in and in the edit screen rearrange them.
Oh.
So it
gives you a lot more.
A lot more editing.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah, that's cool.
And then it has, let's see here, it looks 12 filters, which are pretty fun. They're a little low key. They have kind of a city theme. There's a Rio filter and a Havana filter, and they're all kind of the stuff you get, super saturated or desaturated, or black and white is the Manhattan theme. But I found it to be really flexible, I think. It also shoots full screen, so you get a 16 by 9 full frame instead of a square. So it's pretty great, and I threw up a couple on my personal YouTube channel, and I don't know, it's been a lot of fun and.
That's awesome.
To play with, yeah. So I wanted to throw that out there. It's kind of one of the things I've been playing with this last week, and thought I'd share that out.
I did a Vine yesterday. I hadn't done one in like 3 months because I got kind of bored of Vine. But I'm gonna check this out because I totally found that it was too short. Like I had this really cool. I was in Neiman Marcus and they had this big display of like the whole roof was this hanging mobile of these clear like. I don't know. I'll show you a picture of it sometime. But it was. But I kept trying to do stuff, and the Vine would run out so quick.
Right.
So that's a good. You can actually get what I want to get, and actually create something instead of just kind of press your finger and let it go, and then it's done.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I like that. I like the benefits there of Spark.
So, yeah, I think I got one here. Let's see if I can get on this. A screen share is just kind of a one-time thing, huh? Can't go back.
Yeah, it doesn't go back. Yeah, you get your time and that's it.
When do you leave for New York?
Tomorrow morning. I fly in Super Bowl Sunday. Get in, get picked up. I think I'm just scored some seats for the Super Bowl, so
stop it.
That should be fun.
Stop it. Oh,
yeah.
Dude. Speaking of that aerial of the Seahawks Stadium blew me away.
Oh, thank you.
Great shot. Great shot.
Yeah, thank you. I wish I could screen share it. It's up right now. Oh, it's on my Google+. I just posted it, so it's on there.
Cool. Yeah, let's go over that real quick. Where can people find you?
AdamThaddeus.com. Google+ is Adam Guy. Or Facebook or Instagram is @adamandcamera.com or not .com, excuse me. It's just @adamandcamera on Instagram. And Instagram's probably my favorite of social media that I'm on most.
All right.
I like all the pictures, so.
And that's
What's that?
Adam and Camera.
Yes.
Great, great.
Yep.
I am mostly on Twitter. You follow me there at Kinslow, Kinslow. And if you follow me over there, you're going to get um, a lot of my tennis tweets. Big fan of the tennis tour, and then some art stuff too, and some photos. But I'm big on the Twitter I follow all the tennis journalists and stuff there, so I'm on there quite a bit. And then follow us on YouTube, Bro, What a Week, and then on Google Plus also, Bro, What a Week. That's going to be a home base for this venture here, and we're going to sign out.
We got to get Joel and Chris on soon.
I know it. Trying to get Joel guy going. That guy is funny, man. I call him every time I call him. We'll talk for about 10 minutes, and the last thing he says is, "All right, dude, I'll call you right back. I'm gonna call you right back." And then it's it's a week for you anything. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's quite busy.
Yeah, but I think we'll get him on.
Stuff. I look so forward to hearing, listening, and seeing his, weeks are just so full of amazing stuff. So.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll get him on hopefully, next week. And if we can get you from New York, that would be amazing. So if you can,
Oh yeah, for sure, we'll be live from Tribeca. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.